We would like to present a multi-criteria optimization algorithm, which is used in the estimation of the quality of scientific activity. The criteria of the algorithm are based on the regulations in force in Poland, but it is possible to easily adapt the methodology to the requirements for scientists in other countries. The rules regarding the evaluation of scientific activity in force in Polish law will be presented, the data structure and the optimization procedure, enabling the selection of scientific achievements that are most favorable in the evaluation. An important parameter for each discipline in the research unit is the number n, where y, the number of years for which the evaluation is carried out, ne, the number of scientists representing a given discipline, n, the scientist's sequence number, Sn, y, the participation in the discipline declared by the scientist in a given year, from 0 to 1. The number of shares allowed to be filled by one researcher is 4, but this value for individual researchers depends on their declared shares in the discipline under consideration and whether the other discipline declared by the researcher is subject to evaluation. Other limits that cannot be exceeded when preparing material for evaluation are presented in the text. Points for achievements in individual journals and monography points are included in the ministerial lists, 4, but they must be converted according to specific rules before proceeding to evaluation. The relevant parameters are the total number of authors of achievements, m, the number of authors of achievements who are assigned to the evaluated discipline, k, the total number of points from the ministry list pc, the conversion points, p, the points for the shares, pu and the shares, u of each author from the discipline, 2. For achievements from the years 2019 to 2021, monographs, editorials and chapters in monographs, the scores are calculated as it is shown. As it may be seen, the achievements in Poland, in previous evaluation, has been divided into two groups, years 2019 to 2021, with higher scores, according to the new achievement list from the ministry, and years 2017 to 2018, with lower scores. Such a division leads to additional requirements for the developed procedure. Pu and U are the parameters that determine the final result of the scientist, which is taken into account in determining the value of the K1 criterion, representing the scientific level of the assessed discipline. Ne is the number of researchers, and the number of achievements included in the limit of a given researcher. Pu, points for the shares of achievements mentioned above. N, the order number of the researcher, N number, mentioned above. The methodology discussed in this paper for estimating the quality of scientific activity, in terms of criterion K1, was implemented in MATLAB. Therefore, the construction of presented codes and datasets will be explained using examples generated in this software. Detailed information on scientific achievements is available in databases such as Scopus, International, or PBN Polish Scientific Bibliography, from which it is possible to import the achievements of persons conducting scientific activities. From the point of view of estimating the value of the K1 criterion, the most important data are the names of the authors of achievements, or ORCID numbers, information about which of the authors are assigned to the discipline for which the estimation is performed, and the number of points for each of the achievements, in Poland, according to 5. The remaining contents of the database are supplemented depending on the presentation format of the estimation reports. In the presented example, the following data were taken into account, in order: names of the authors of the publication, number of authors of the achievement ascribed to the considered scientific discipline and the total number of authors of the achievement, title of the achievement, year of publication, name of the journal, publishing house or institution responsible for the publication, digital object identifier, DOI, total score for the achievement, type of achievement, article, A, monograph, M, chapter in monograph, R, editorial office of the monograph, MR, patent, P. The data is collected in a cell array, which contains, according to the list above, 8 records. Figure 1. The first record in the presented cell array contains another cell array with the names of the authors of the achievement. The existing database should be extended with the values of total points, points for shares and shares. This is implemented by a simple procedure, after which the array looks as it is shown. The purpose of the optimization problem in question is to obtain the highest possible value of the K1 criterion, using the achievements of all employees assigned to the evaluated discipline and maintaining the limits of participation. The algorithm to achieve this goal is the knapsack algorithm, in which the number of backpacks will correspond to the number of scientists assigned to the evaluated discipline. The capacity of the backpacks will correspond to the limit of participation allocated to each scientist. In addition to the capacity of backpacks, criteria in the form of limits are additionally imposed on the issue. The application of a typical continuous knapsack algorithm in the greedy version is based on the principle of sorting achievements according to the ratio of their value, points for shares, PUA, to weights, shares, UA, PU, or as the number of points for the shares of the achievement numbered A, 14, UA, the number of shares for this achievement. Simple sorting of the data in the presented example consists of arranging the achievements in order, from those with the highest value PC, to the lowest. A significant disadvantage of simple sorting is the omission of scores for PU shares in the algorithm. In the case of a typical knapsack problem, this would not pose a problem, but in relation to the evaluation of the quality of scientific activity, already so. This is because it is advisable that the list of achievements taken into account in the evaluation process should include those most valuable to the scientists in the discipline, with the highest scores for shares, while only fractional parts of the limit of 4 shares should be filled with achievements with lower scores for shares. First, for the convenience of working with the data, a simplified cell array is created to store only the data used in the sorting process. The elements of the simplified subtable are sorted by value, from largest to smallest. The next step is to split the contents of the sorted cell array into separate records containing achievements with the same values. From the point of view of the sorting criterion, all items from each record are equivalent, but are not arranged in the order resulting from the PU value. The next step is therefore to carry out a sorting of the contents of the records according to PU values, from largest to smallest. The final sorting step is to store the complete all data in another cell array. A desirable element in the estimation of the quality of scientific activity is the presentation of the results of the optimization, including a distribution of the achievements of scientists into those included and those not included in the evaluation, information about the activity of scientists, to what extent they have fulfilled their share limits and how much they have contributed in the form of share points. The final presentation of the estimation results can be provided, for example, by exporting the data to the Excel application. The paper presents instructions for preparing a procedure for estimating the results of the evaluation of the quality of scientific activity for the selected discipline. An extended knapsack algorithm was used, implementing multi-criteria optimization, in accordance with the rules set by the Polish Ministry of Science and Higher Education. The developed algorithms were implemented in MATLAB environment, but intentionally the software's built-in ready-made procedures were not used. Thanks to this, the script listings are in the form of pseudocode, which can be easily implemented in any other environment. The presented procedures can also be easily modified in case the criteria for assessing the quality of scientific activity change. It is also possible to apply the presented algorithms to the system of potential personnel transfers, which will be aimed at efficient management of researchers' resources and financial resources allocated for scientific development. Thank you for your attention.